What is going on? My head's getting chopped off. Can everyone hear me well? Let me go fix the head choppy offy. How's it going? Thank you for the sub, Almighty Spaz, the Markitect, Flapjack, Jack, Nickelsack, and Rolls Royce. What up? Markitect. I know, Mark's up in here, dude. The one. Let's go, says Spaz. Rolls Royce would also rather be painting or playing Outlaws. Loud and clear. Hear me? Awesome. Hello, my father. When will Ember allow me to be your son? Ooh. Ember is not a, she's not a kid wanter, you know? I'm kind of not one either, but you are probably a grown adult. Maybe we'll take you. I'll let you know I'm taking applications for children, I guess. Okay, so it's been a while. Haven't been doing the paint stream for a hot second. Let me just level this off. Let me just level this off. All right. It's a little bit better. Do I need top of my head? Not really. It's going great, Benfet. So yeah, had a pretty busy couple of weeks, and I just really needed to focus on getting content done on time, videos done on time, and so I wasn't able to stream. But we're back now, at least for a little bit. Hoping to keep streaming as per usual. Except next week, I'll be in Greece. Doing a little vacation, much needed vacation. Watched your video where you made a paint traveler carrier. Do I still use it? No, I haven't used that thing a single time. Definitely more of a proof of concept than it was an actual, like, usable thing. If I had to make one that I actually used for that subject, which is like, okay, I want to go to the LGS and I want to bring like 3 models with me. And I want to bring the paint to paint those 3 or 1 model. It's like a day tripper case. That's what that thing was for. If I was to make that case again, I would definitely change up some things. 1 month to 4 years? I did not know that. Where in Greece? We're going to go to a small island called Ithaki. I guess that's how you say it in Greek. It's Ithaca. The only reason why I can remember that name is because my parents grew up in Ithaca, New York. Oops. Here, let me help you out. Let me help you out. You're welcome. Okay. So anyways, nice hair. Thank you. Dang, I thought you were actually playing Outlaws. No, we're going to paint Star Wars miniatures. And a long time ago, I was told that it's okay to like say you're playing like Total War Warhammer if you're painting Warhammer miniatures. So I figure the same could be true for Star Wars. We're painting Star Wars miniatures today, but I also wish I was playing Outlaws. Anyways, couple things, couple little announcements. Number one, there are now finally STLs of the Wood Elves on my website at Miniac.co. If you wanted to pick up one of my Wood Elf models, the Ranger, the Warrior, or the Witch, you can now do that in STL format on my website, which I've always wanted to be able to do. I love the idea that you can go find a concept you love and get it in digital, get it in physical, get it in 32 mil, get it in 75 mil. Hell, even get it in bust form. That'd be cool. And this is kind of like the first step into that process. Reaper, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Y'all are always raiding me, and I always appreciate it. Thank you very much. OSW is then Kiki subbed as well, saying, welcome back. Love the WoW video. You're very welcome. Thank you for the sub. I really appreciate it. So yes, you can get the Wood Elves now in STL. They are also available in combos. So if you buy all of the STLs together, they come at a discounted rate. And then if you buy the STLs with their courses, so if you buy the Warrior STL with the Warrior course, the two are discounted when you put them together. Just like with the physical models. So if you want to get the class and print out the model, then you can absolutely do that. So yeah, those are all things that are available right now on the web store. Hotasmies, thank you for the sub. One last thing that is on the web store, Straken lives in Athens, that's cool, is this little guy. There is a cup cozy, an insulated metal can holder for soda, beer, whatever, bubbly, that comes with an older Miniac piece of art on there. Let's see, can we pop over here? So you can see a little bit better. Yeah, this is a new item for the summer. It's kind of the end of summer, but it takes a while to get things in the web store. I'm not very good at planning. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's like 100 of these. There's not many of these. So if you want to pick one of them up, grab one. I don't know if it's going to be limited edition, but this is definitely a trial run to see if they are of interest to people. And if they are, then we'll keep grabbing them. And if they're not, then they'll be limited edition, basically. The minis are pre-supported as the subject. I think the product on the website says they are, and they also says it in the description. They come supported generically in STL format and also in Lychee format if you want to modify the supports or scale the models up and down. Also, the 75mm models come unsupported in individual parts. So if you feel like none of the work we did was good, you want to do it yourself, you absolutely can. Amos Dean, I love that you asked that question. That's the last thing I want to mention. So I did email Blizzard asking them if we could give that model away for free. The Zalatath one, obviously we can't sell it. We don't own the concept. I don't own the character. And they said yes. So that email just came through this morning. And I plan to put it on my web store for free alongside all the other STLs. I do understand that'd be more convenient for people if it were on my mini factory, but I'm going to sacrifice some convenience just to get some more foot traffic to my website. It'll be free, it'll be easy to get, just not like super simple. Yeah, so that's gonna be on my website for free in a little bit. I'm not sure when exactly it'll be there. Xander Zone 4242, thanks for the sub, appreciate it. What up, Jamie Daggers? Everything's going good. So yeah, recap. Got can cozies on the website right now, miniac.co. Got Wood Elf STLs on the website now, finally. Zalatath, the WoW bust, will be on there soon for free as well. The STLs for the Wood Elves are discounted when you buy them together in a pack of 3, both the large ones and the small ones. And also, they are discounted when you buy them with their relevant classes. So yeah, all on the website. And also when you buy things during a live stream on the website, miniac.co, there's like a spot right before or during checkout where you can put in your Twitch name and also a message, and I'll receive a notification during the live stream that you picked something up. So yeah, that's all the announcements. Let's get on to painting some Star Wars. Okay. What up, Pie the Painter? Lord Area Can, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you for the sub. Okay, so believe it or not, y'all, I have never painted a Legion model in my life. I bought Callus, who is an ISB officer, ISB standing for Imperial Security Bureau, basically the police force of the Empire. Callus is like a leader of them. I don't fully know his backstory, I don't know, but he seemed cool. And so I bought him, assembled him, and then I was painting at home and I don't have any primer at home. And so I just grabbed an old can of spray paint that said it worked on plastic. And it was like royal blue, you know, it was very saturated, mid-value blue. And, you know, I knew it was gonna suck to paint over that, but really the reason why I was spray painting it was just to give the first couple layers of paint better grip, you know? It's so nice to paint on a primed layer than it is bare plastic. It's just so slippery. Callus is from Rebels. Great character. Thank you for the explanation. Appreciate it. Scale down the bust, kit bash some legs on, blam, 32 mil badass. You totally could do that. Can I submit my son application during stream? Probably not. I don't have a place for that on the website. Anyways, that primer that I used for Callus, that blue spray paint, was also very glossy. And that defeats the purpose of making it easy to paint on with better grip, because, you know, glossy paint is effectively the same thing as a shiny plastic model. So that was my first mistake. And then my second mistake was that it was a little bit textured and bumpy. I don't know why that happened. So I immediately threw it in some isopropyl alcohol. But I don't know whatever is in that spray can. It's probably indestructible. I've kept it in isopropyl alcohol for like days, literal days, and the paint is not coming off. At least like it's coming off like maybe 10% of it. So anyways, all to say, I thought Callus was gonna be my first Legion model that I was gonna paint, and then I fucked him up. And so now it's gonna be Eden Versio, and I love Eden Versio. I know of her. I played the video game where you get to play her as a character, and she's freaking sweet. The whole like squad she works with is freaking sweet, Inferno squad. So I would definitely want to paint her up. Oh shit, am I getting into Legion? I'm not sure if I'm getting into Legion. I'm just painting the models right now. Whether or not I actually play the game, that's a different question to answer at a different time. But for now, I just want to paint some minis. And one thing I'm pretty happy with Legion is the quality of the minis. It's pretty damn good. Like I could, not you can see it anymore, but I could see like upper eyelids and lower eyelids and like all that stuff. It was in like obviously eyeballs and stuff like that, like nostrils. That was all sculpted volumes on this model. So it was pretty easy to make sure I was nailing everything. That was good. Good first start. We're gonna paint the rest of the model today, which is her armor, her hair, her gloves, her boots, her gun, her utility belt. She's a largely black character, which is difficult to do sometimes just because there's not a lot of contrast between the various elements. And so for her fabric suit, I'd like that to be kind of more of a warm, dark color, maybe close to a brown, but still kind of black. And then her suit, I want to be a cold black. And then additionally, I would like the armor to be kind of glossy looking in finish, and I would like the suit to be matte in finish. I know the opposite is the case right now, but that's because I put a wash on this. I was using TT Combat's paint. I put a wash on this, and it made it super satin. So that was not intentional, but we'll fix that today. So let's get started. Let's do it up. All right, we're gonna start with some AK Ultra Matte. What up, Latino Hot? What up, Albino Black Sheep, and Summon Lesser Maker? How you guys doing today? So I'm gonna grab some varnish, some AK's Ultra Matte, and just paint it over the fabric just to get to a more matte place right away. I could like rebase coat it, but like, you know, I put brown down, I washed it. There's some volumetric things going on. I don't wanna lose that. So we'll just do a layer of varnish, get it all nice and matte looking. This stuff is absolutely killer. It makes anything look totally dead matte. I actually remember one time I made a video called Color is for Chumps or something like that. And in order to explain how humans perceive things, I needed to describe, you know, how finish is an important element of your perception of an object. And so I showed an apple in one shot, and then I showed a matte apple in the second shot, and it kind of changes. It looks like a peach, actually, when it becomes matte. And so I made the apple matte by spraying it with AK Ultra Matte, which felt bad, you know. I didn't eat it afterwards. All right. Let's get it going. Just painting on some varnish, or not varnish really. It's a, oh yeah, it is. Whatever you want to call it, a medium of varnish. I would love to like tour like Liquitex's like paint factory or like Golden's paint factory and just like ask a bunch of questions like what the hell is the difference between varnish and like matte medium. Like I understand from like a theoretical point of view, like what they're supposed to be doing, but man, do they seem the same. Flossmith says, hey Scott, I just want to say thanks for the kind critique on my Beholder paint job on the last episode. Top, you're very welcome. Thank you a lot for your patience with us. You know, sometimes it takes a while to get to some of those critiques, and we really appreciate patience from our viewers. So thank you. You didn't drop it in ISO, strip it, and then heat it. No, Xander Zone. The apple was thrown away. So I mixed this varnish with a little bit of water here on my palette. And just like with paints, if you thin down varnish or you thin down a medium, the effects of the finish are going to be diluted and stuff. I really want to get a dead matte look here. I should apply a second or even a third layer of this diluted ultra matte, but it's looking pretty fucking dead. I might be missing, like when I base coat, I might be missing some areas. Just because I'm like, you know, it's hard to see where I'm painting because it's clear. Essentially, it's clear paint. So we'll take a once over once we're done here and make sure we're not messing anything. Didn't eat the varnished apple. You just needed to put gloss over, and you would have been, yeah, sure. Where is Matt, and why is this finish like this? Like Miniac from YouTube. Oh, just shocker. Question: what technique makes dirty down effects work better? You should ask him why it tastes like mahogany. Yeah. Honestly, I'm like a little bit concerned about Outlaws. Like I don't know if I've ever been a person to play open world games. You know? And so I don't really know what to expect from an open world game. But just looking at people play Outlaws, like not even like live streams, just like watching like the actual gameplay trailers, it kind of just seems like the game doesn't really have a focus on anything. You know, you can gamble with Sabak, you can gain and lose reputation in various cartels, you can travel around the world and talk to people. There's some light combat, but like it, you know, it kind of feels like a video game that's going to do a lot of things to a very average level, as opposed to having like one thing that it's trying to do really well. Like I feel like in Jedi Survivor, that game did combat like really well and interesting, and that was like the main, you know, intrigue for the game for me. It was like, okay, sure, I'll do some puzzling. Sure, I'll tolerate some talking to NPCs. Sure, I'll tolerate playing this weird gambling game you have because the combat is good and it's interesting. And I'm afraid that in Outlaws, there's not going to be really a thing that Outlaws is trying to do that it's good at, you know? I haven't played it, and I haven't watched anyone really play it yet, so I don't know if that's true, but that's my concern going in. Hello, my LGS hosts a paint night every Wednesday. I got a few of the new Stormcast models primed up to start painting. Awesome. Sounds like a good time. I never really hit up my LGS for paint night, but they also do one on Monday. Saw it. What up, Jiminy? The first couple missions are pretty on rails. Yeah, I'm not, you know, I don't really mind that so much. I definitely can see how someone would mind that though in an open world game. I just want the game to feel compelling and fun, you know? That's what everyone wants. And I don't want it to feel like it's, you know, what is that? Master of none. Good at a lot of things, not great at anything. You know? You feel me, dog? According to according to Google search, our matte varnish and medium have the same non-yellowing flexible polymer base. The main difference is that matte varnish is formulated to preserve paint film clarity by using less matting. The matte varnish is formulated to preserve paint film clarity by using less matting agents in the formulation. Matte medium can be applied as a final non-removable top coat for acrylic paintings. Beware, however, that colors, especially darker colors, will lose some visual intensity. I mean, that's, yeah. I mean, that's what matting does. Matting reduces contrast. So it's, okay, so basically what you just read to me, or what I read from the link that you provided, is that they are the same thing, right? They took more of the matting agent out of the varnish, so it would impact the final quality more, which just means that it's going to end up being less matte. Not that it's any different, really. Atsu, thanks for the sub. I think, if I'm understanding correctly, it seems like how a lot of Ubisoft games are now. Is the goal of the game to survive in Jedi Survivor? Not really. Not really. I mean, that's kind of always the goal of any video game, I suppose, but that's not really the narrative point. I haven't ever played an Ubisoft open world game, so I might be going into Outlaws with like a bit of an advantage because I don't really know necessarily what to expect. So maybe that's a good thing for me. I'm not sure. All right, let me just dry this with a hair dryer. Indeed. I just want to make sure that my varnish is getting everywhere and it's not just like wet. You know, I feel like right here in her groin area, it's definitely still a little satiny, and that will be like impossible to fix. Well, it won't be impossible. That's totally false. It'll be easier to fix now than later. Jack of all trades, master of none. Thank you, Latino Hot. Just forgot that phrase. Asdod says he's not super far in, but enjoying it so far. Great. Okay, glad to hear that. Biggest complaint is the speaker controls are awful on mouse and keyboard. Got some friends that are going, so getting to hang out with them, yeah, for sure. Getting to hang out with some buds and paint some mates at an LGS paint night is a great time. Oh, someone asked how to make Dirty Down better. I mean, there's a lot of theories about shaking it well, about heating it up, about heating the model up well. Try this. If you put down the Dirty Down and it ain't looking good, like it looks kind of like satiny and dark, take a clean, wet brush and just reactivate it with water. And then let dry again. I bet it's gonna dry fucking nasty and rusty looking, like super rusty looking. So if you wanna, I think, expedite that process, if you just mix some water into the Dirty Down, it works really well. Not a lot, just a little bit. And it just seems to make the rust effect happen easier. I don't know why. From what I've seen, storyline and the cartel rep system are the highlights, and the gameplay is not as good. That's unfortunate. I love open world games, but you're right that it has to have a focus. For example, in my opinion, the newer Zelda games. Zelda, okay, I don't know what you're gonna say, but before I read it, those games fucking rule. I have never played a Zelda game before, but the new ones were awesome. The newer games are great because even if you can do whatever you want, it's all in service to world building, and the world building always points back to the main story in a way. I mean, it almost doesn't even need to do that because just the game itself is compelling and interesting. Any reason that I changed her skin tone? As far as I'm aware, this is Eden Versio's ethnicity. Is she some other ethnicity? In the video I played, I think she's Caucasian. But I don't know. There wasn't a reason. I thought I was doing the right thing. I never played Ocarina. No, I didn't have a console as a child, so I I didn't have an opportunity to play those games. And I could now as an adult, but I don't really think I want to. TBH. All right, let's paint some brownish black. Maybe it's the camera, but her skin is darker. Like, what is her ethnicity? Is she Latino? It's possible. I mean, I definitely could have messed that up. Yeah, it was intentional that I changed her ethnicity. The tip I gave was to wet the model before applying Dirty Down, which seems to work well for me, essentially. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. That would do the same thing. OSW, Zenkiki. It really comes down to whatever is easiest for you. So I got some Tenebrous Brown here from AK 3rd Gen. I'm using AK 3rd Gen because the paint is very matte, and I want the outfit to be matte. I have some of their version of Ice Yellow, which is pastel yellow. I'm going to use that to mix highlights with the black and also with Leather Brown, a dark desaturated brown from there. So I'm going to mix together the black and the brown to get like a starting point. You know, I don't want it to be brown or not you know, I don't want it to feel brown. I want it to feel like a warm black. And I get that by, you know, mixing a little bit of brown in, because brown is like essentially red and black. And then mixing highlights with an off-white yellow to kind of warm it up a bit. Indian descent. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I definitely was not going for an Indian skin tone. I've only ever done Mediterranean skin tones before. I've never even tried an Indian skin tone, but that'd be cool at some point to try that out. Maybe paint some Indiana Jones models. Temple of Doom. Okay. Let's take a look here. So yeah, there are 3 colors right there. So we'll grab some of this matte varnish, sorry, this brown, mix some black with it. It's actually not black, it's Tenebrous Gray. So this is gonna be our our darkest shadow color, I guess you could say. And then I will start to mix some highlights. And we kind of get a gray, like a brownish gray immediately. Who's the actress she's based on, Azathoth? What's her name? I didn't say this earlier, but I want to say it now. We're gonna go for a little bit of a shorter stream today. The state fair is going on in Minnesota. The state fair is kind of a big deal. And my wife fucking loves the state fair. And so we want to go again this evening, and I'm gonna head out a little bit soon so we can hit up a dog show. Janina Gavankar. I always love seeing like how good the actresses look like the actual video game characters. Let's see here, Janina Gavankar. Bio. Okay. Here is. Yeah, I definitely see it. I definitely see it in the model of the character. It's actually shocking how light her skin tone is. It's always amazing when you say an ethnicity, you just immediately picture a person in your head. But like the reality with ethnicity is their skin tones they vary crazy amounts. Everyone does. Every country. Cool. The Indiana Jones always had at least one scene that scared the shit out of me. Yeah, for sure. Scott, do you think AKs are as matte as scale 75? No, I don't think so. But I do think that AK paints are like a little bit easier to use than scale 75. It's more of a modern paint. I thought she'd be like a poo. I mean, that's an example, you know. Jim Crimmins with the Subarino. All right, let's see how this looks on top of this kind of brown. Probably not bright enough. Probably need some more. I don't have the paint range that I used to get this initial base coat here with me. It's the paint range that I use at home. So I kind of gotta like sneak up into the color by starting from an area that's like a little bit, you know, not that light. And then when I can see that it's not good enough, then I can mix in some more of that pastel yellow. What up, Hud the Hobby Daddy? Let's grab some of this unthinned stuff. Or sorry, the color I mixed to mimic my original base coat here, and just try to get a little bit of a blend going from one to the other. Father. Let's get. Bro, I got a dog for free. Hell yeah, you got the kennels, bro? You got the kennels? The question is, are you gonna use the advantage of having the kennels, or are you going to work the zone for cash? I also had the kennels in my campaign. The beast kennels, I think is what they're called. But I just worked it for cash. Although I think with the kennels, you can also get like a pet that is unique to your faction. You don't have to use the dog. No son of mine would be a dirty paint liquor. Hey Scott, you ever considered streaming to both YouTube and Twitch? I've been watching Monument Hobby streams, and it's nice to have the choice of platform. Can't do Twitch on my smart TV. Yeah, definitely. Definitely been thinking about it. I think to give you guys a heads up, because you guys deserve a heads up, the Twitch viewers, I am thinking that what we're going to do for the live stream is we're going to make it bigger and more fun, but also less frequently occurring. My idea, I've been thinking about this for such a long time. But anyways, yes. So then because of that, we would stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time when I make that change. You know, just to kind of explain where that decision came from a little bit. My like model for like what I want my channel to look and feel like, and I've said this before in the past, is from Linus Tech Tips. You know, the reason why I've picked Linus as kind of the model for my channel is because his channel has a large topic, which is just tech, very similar to my channel, which is the hobby, and he is very good about covering large amounts of content while still feeling like a tech channel, right? So he does, you know, videos about assembling computers, about live streaming, about, you know, business stuff, and it all kind of feels like it works together. He doesn't really stick to one thing. He kind of does everything, and that's kind of what I want to do for the hobby as well. And so I've always looked up to LTT as like a road, like kind of like a way to organize a channel. And he does his stream on his YouTube channel. It goes right to his YouTube channel, and it stays on there as a VOD. And I was like, well, why don't I want to do that? And my reason up until this point has been because I just don't want to like inundate my main channel with like VODs of my stream. And then I was like, hold on. He's the goat of nerds. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yes, I want to become Canadian. So then I think at that moment, a light bulb kind of just turned on in my brain. And I was like, if I'm streaming so much that my stream can't go on my main channel and feel like it's diluting my content, then maybe I'm streaming too much. Maybe that is a great litmus test for how much you should be streaming if you are a YouTuber first and a live in a Twitch streamer second. You know, my bread and butter for how I make money comes from YouTube, and so nothing should really ever sacrifice that. And so I kind of had a thought. I was like, okay, how many streams could I do before it felt like I was diluting my channel? And it kind of feels like the magic number is like 1 a month. What is my father? No, for who I am, because you're not Canadian. That's why. Who's gonna kidnap Scott at the State Fair and bring him to Nova? So not weekly. But you know, doesn't what I'm saying, doesn't that make sense though? An underdog card. Okay, I had only 4 game members to try it. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Nice. Okay, congratulations on winning. That's fucking amazing. I watch Jack about computers, and Jay, that's awesome. That's friggin' awesome. I mean, that's a great example of like how amazing I think LTT's videos are. They just kind of make it fun for everybody. It's different from a moderation point of view. I don't know what you mean, Roger L. Adventurer. There's definitely a couple differences between streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Streams help finish models sooner or no? No, I don't think they do. I mean, I don't know. I definitely paint some models exclusively on stream, so it can help to finish minis that I would have never painted otherwise. But the real thing is I have to be a responsible content creator, and a responsible content creator does not forego their bread and butter for an ancillary social media pursuit. That's just I think that's the lesson that all these years of failure have taught me. As long as you keep the VOD, yeah, the VODs are gonna stay for sure. They would just go on my main channel. I think also, yeah, there is a huge drop off in streams. My plan is to make them longer and also just more fun. And let me explain how I think I'm going to do that. So let's say I make a video about a topic like wet blending, just to pick one. My plan is to have that video come out like in the beginning of the month. And then in that video, I'm going to advertise like, hey, like if you want to see this happen live and ask questions live, come to the end of the month stream. And in that stream, which is going to be like, I don't know, 6 hours long, something like that, we're going to have a live demonstration of that thing. That's going to drive traffic to the stream, and it's going to, I think, be really helpful for educational purposes. And there could be other segments of the stream as well. It doesn't just need to be me painting a miniature the entire time. You know, I think mail time is fun. I think talking about movies is fun. That's kind of like one of my ideas for like a segment. I think we could do giveaways every single stream as well. I have so much fucking shit to give away. I think you're putting a little bit too much stock into how a channel Yeah, I'm definitely open to like talking more about that. As a thought, you're seeming to suggest, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that I can stream the exact same amount and put it on YouTube, and that would be okay. Is that what you're saying? I can tell you that I would likely get a lot more work done on Tuesdays then. Naked streams, here we come. Glad you are getting to check out the podcast, Chase. Okay, that's fair, Zenkiki. Yes. So As the Thought says that they can make it happen because they just make so much content. So they can put a weekly stream on their YouTube page because they have so much content to, you know, kind of filter out the noise, as it were. And so I feel that. I totally feel that. And I'm trying to address that with the idea that I have, right? I don't make as much content as LTT, but I still want to stream, and I want that stream to be successful. And I think part of that success is putting it on my main channel. And in order to put it on my main channel without feeling like I'm diluting it, I need to stream less. So I totally agree with what you're saying about LTT, and that is how I've kind of reached the conclusion that I have reached. I think we're saying the same things. I found your Twitch via YouTube. I think most people have probably come to it that way. Yeah, you're right. The live stream itself is less about, you know, an active thing that engages with viewership and more of a podcast show, but I don't think it really changes the conclusions that are being drawn here. The WAN show is a huge departure from their typical content style, and so you don't see that format happening very often on their main channel. It happens, you know, once in a while. Just like a live stream VOD would be a huge departure from like the kind of content you find on my channel, you know? And so I don't want to flood my channel with that. To be fair though, Vince does stream weekly as well, and it doesn't look like it hurts his channel. Vince also makes more videos than I make. But you're right, the ratio increases for Vince when you compare it to LTT. Vince isn't making daily videos, but he is making a lot. I don't really know if, you know, what I'm saying is a best practice or anything. I'm just trying to observe what's happening to my channel over the years. And trying to draw some conclusions about it. But I appreciate you guys chatting with me and sharing your thoughts. Like, you're the people that I'm making a live stream for. So obviously I want to get your feedback. So I hope I'm not seeming like I'm not appreciative right now of the things you're telling me. LTT is a full. I disagree that it's. So that it's a full crew, and really the only difference between me and LTT is output, right? Obviously content style as well, and like category, but like they got more dudes, they make more stuff. I have less dudes, I make less stuff. So I don't think the comparison is that different, right? It's all a ratio. If your main bread and butter is content style A, then 80% of your channel should show off content style A. 10% can be content style B, and another 10% can be content style C. But 80%, whatever your total is, should be your main thing. That's the idea. So like an example is like, okay, I'm gonna make 4 videos a month, right? They're all gonna be painting adjacent videos, 4 videos. Then one video is like a podcast, like Tup. And then another video is like a live stream of me painting. So it's like, okay, I got 6 things I make in a month, 4 of them are painting, 1 is a podcast, 1 is a live stream. That's kind of the makeup that I'm imagining. But am I forgetting something else? Baxter D. Wall. I'm discussing, it's kind of hard to fully explain it. I'm thinking about putting the live stream on my main channel. And in order to do that and not dilute my main channel's content, which is very different than a live stream VOD, I want to stream less, but do one bigger and more magnificent stream. So to kind of focus my efforts on a nice stream that's like more planned than this is typically. Still with room for interaction with guests and with chat and stuff like that, like a normal live stream, but like just like more thought out, more focused on, you know, education and stuff like that. Less kind of random. No, Fido, we're not. Yeah, I think YouTube has made it work a bit better for having both streams and videos. The only concern I'd have is the way notifications work. By default, it seems to notify for live streams and not for videos, which would, I mean, that's, what? I feel like if you turn on notifications, you get notifications for both of them. That is weird, though. Don't live streams go to a separate tab? Yes, they do go to a separate tab. I don't know. I don't think Linus does that on his channel, just to, you know, as a method of comparison. I'm not saying I have to do everything like Linus, but you can re-upload the VOD as a video and then it'll appear in your actual channel content, which I think they do intentionally so you can see it amongst their other content and the VODs also get views. Although the shorts for their show, The WAN Show, do not go on their main channel, curiously. I don't know why that is. I don't think it would dilute your channel live as its own tab. More content isn't bad. I get trying to pull your punches to land bigger punches. Yeah, something like that. That's a good way to describe it. LTT did a wide variety of content styles, though. Build videos, long term, and part of their bread and butter is broadcast. A broadcast of talent. They also have a full-fledged merch department. And yes, all those things are true. I don't know why they're related to what we're discussing right now. I also make a wide variety of content. I like to talk about painting. I like to talk about gaming. I like to talk about, you know, going places and doing things, event style stuff. So I have a variety of stuff as well, which is like, you know, I was inspired by LTT originally. So I kind of think it's the same thing. If I have 4 painting videos, say one's a tech review, one's a piece of equipment we're looking at, one's a technique we're looking at, one is a model we're painting, and one is like a funny React video. They're all like painting centric, like all of LTT videos are tech centric, but they're just different things, you know? There are whole channels on YouTube that are just, I'm gonna paint a model start to finish, and that is not my channel. For better or for worse. Less random puts the spork down. No, I do want to incorporate the live stream into my channel. I just think that if I did, say, 4 streams on my channel a week and 4 streams a month and 4 videos a month, that's not the ratio that I think I want. I think I want it to be more like a 1-to-4 thing and not a 1-to-1 thing. None of this is like set in stone, you know? Like, if I try it out and it's shit, then I'm gonna change. The stream has changed over the course of its existence quite a bit, actually. So I'm not committed to anything, and you know, at some point for a year we did a lot of gaming streams, and that kind of came and went away. I've, taken maybe year-long breaks from live streaming as well when I try to kind of figure out how to make it work for me better. So everything can change. But please keep sharing your thoughts. I love to have this discourse. Again, I don't want to seem like I'm not listening to what you're saying and I'm not validating your opinions. I want to just make sure that what I'm saying is understood. So that we can kind of get to the same place faster. Have you considered a Miniac live channel where all your VODs go and you can stream from there? Yeah, I guess I kind of have that right now. So the Miniac VOD channel is called Miniac's Backlog. And I don't stream to there, but like I totally could. You could use Twitch for these fun anything goes streams and YouTube for the more serious focused streams. I definitely don't want to stream more than I already am right now. So that isn't going to happen. The goal, the other goal here is just to reduce the amount of time I spend on streaming, because streaming is not like a super like profitable thing for me because I'm not a Twitch streamer, right? This is kind of like an extra thing I do just for fun, because it's fun to do. So yeah, I think if anything's going to happen, it's going to stay the same, or we're going to do less streams but fancier. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be less work overall than the current setup right now if we were to change like the amount of streaming. And that is intentional. I, as a YouTuber, I should be putting more time into YouTube than I am into Twitch. That's just how it works. Mike Genie, Janae, imagining exposing YouTube audience to the kind of stuff that goes on here. I know, right? I have not watched Alien Romulus yet, but I would friggin' love to, dude. I would love to. Friggin' Fede Alvarez, the director, did that Evil Dead remake that I love so very much. I can't wait to see what he does. Baxter D. Wall, part of the stream could absolutely, like part of the longer stream on my channel could absolutely be a paint along, We could do a paint along of a model where it's like, come, every third Tuesday of the month, we're going to paint this mini, and it's going to take us, 4 sessions. Here's part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Let's paint it together. That is definitely something I would do with the longer streams. I think what we're saying as fans is that what we want you to do all the content all the time. Absolutely. And there's a part of me that also wants to do that. Like I wanted to just be, drinking it up all the fucking time, like all of it. It's just difficult to do that and like also have a life and, have a wife that loves you, it doesn't leave you. It's weird, I want to be the person that no-life's my career, but I also want to be the person that has friends and relationships and stuff like that, And I don't know if they can coexist, but both are appealing. I'm pro all content all the time. As a YouTuber, wouldn't it make more sense to put time into the shorts game like Pirate Software did? Yeah, it would, It totally would. And yeah, there's a lot of things that make sense to put time into. I mean, I guess, but the thing is, time is finite. So the suggestion maybe you're making is maybe I shouldn't stream at all, and maybe I should put that time that I would stream into shorts. But I don't want to do that. I want to keep streaming because I personally enjoy it. And I think you guys also enjoy it. And I don't know. I think I want to keep it going. But yes, you're right. It might be wiser to put that time into shorts. And I have given that some thought. It's tough. It's tough to find time for all these things. I think your YouTube audience will turn on you when they find out what you think of Hellraiser. Fucking A. I think 90% of the things Jay says is a fucking meme. Yeah, pirate software blew up quickly because of them. You can't just assume because a thing worked for you or worked for someone else is going to work for you. But I think in general, it's a good idea to incorporate shorts into your media. Your media, what do you want to call it? Your menu. Pirate takes all shorts from his stream. Sure, yeah. I don't think I would be able to have the kind of interesting dialect that or dialogue that he has in his streams constantly. He just seems to always have interesting things to say, and I don't know if I can accomplish that. But definitely making clips of VODs is a great thing to do for short content. But guess what? Someone's got to do that. Someone's got to listen to the VOD and figure out what is a good clip and what is not a good clip. And these VODs are 3 hours long, and you can have a little button next to you where it's like, okay, I've thought about all this, where it's like, okay, something funny just happened, push a button, save the last 20 seconds as a clip that I can then go later edit. But then you have to be doing so many things while you're painting, right? I gotta paint, I gotta make sure that it's in focus and in frame, and I fail at that. I gotta make sure that I'm being interesting and I'm explaining what I'm doing and I'm being funny and engaging. I gotta make sure my brain is turned on for when a short opportunity happens and push that button. If I wanna make videos on my YouTube channel out of the things I paint on this stream, I have to think about when cameras need to be rolling and when they turn off, and when I need to get a shot from the top down and from a tripod. There's only so much brain power that I possess, and I don't know if I could do that. So the alternative to making shorts from your VODs is to watch them after the fact. Which, again, who the fuck has time for that? I don't. I certainly don't. OSW says, I know you're the type of person that loves to hyper research things. I do, it's kind of not great actually. I recommend checking out Kinda Funny and how they have changed their content this year. TLDR, they cover gaming, media, and the general talk shows. Okay, it sounds like a mixture of things like I kind of want to do. They used to upload to 2 different channels, but they have consolidated everything to 1 channel with video uploads and live streams every weekday. Their decision to change may impact your thoughts on the stream. Sure, absolutely. Is there a certain video that you can link to me on the Discord maybe? That'd be great. I think the interaction with your followers is important. For sure. I think all of those things I just described are important, but it's just I can't do all of them because my brain is too small. If I was doing the shorts thing as a mini painting YouTuber, I'd probably do maybe 2 or 3 cutdowns of videos and publish those. Yes, and I do that. Actually, you might not know this, but I have a TikTok. And with the Razorwing video, I made a couple of shorts and I put them on TikTok as shorts. And I've done that on Instagram a few times. That would be a good idea as well. Hey, there you go, Fido. That's a great idea. Fido had a great idea where, instead of me being the one that does the shorts, I delegate that to the viewers, and the viewers can spend channel points when they think that a worthwhile thing for a short gets made, or sorry, occurs rather, not gets made. And then I can go check those out later. That is a solid idea. For sure. Have a mod do it. Yeah, a mod, viewers, people hire editors to farm. They do? Bring Evan back to just clip shorts from the stream. That's a solid idea. But again, even taking those clips and turning them into shorts, that takes time. You know, currently right now, stream, like I'm operating at like 120% capacity. So like even any amount of like extra like work is a tough pill to swallow. So like something has to give, right? Either I have to work more, I have to edit faster, I have to drop quality, I have to hire people. So, something needs to give. I can't, even if it's simple, I need to find someone or somewhere to get the time. I don't want to seem like I'm complaining at all. I really don't intend to sound like that. But it is just a reality of the situation. Oh, the memes he'd meme. Hopping back here, not sure if it's the topic, but Scott in the Wild video, I love that you mentioned the gradient on the palette technique. I always struggle with that, but never actually saw anyone mentioning it. Other than you brought it up, and it totally reflected what I feel about it. It's just not enough paint. I just don't think it's suited for painting a large part of a model. If you're painting a small part of a model, it works really well. You could try to do more paint, but the thing is, if you have more paint, you have to spread it out more to mix it more, and you have the same problem, you know? So I don't really know of a great solution. Maybe some retarder to slow the drying, maybe? Yeah, a lot of people who directly create YouTube content from a streaming platform are using an editor to create that stuff in parallel. For sure, yeah. So I guess it kind of just comes down to having someone who like knows what's funny or what's relevant to the hobby and is also willing to like know life my VODs to make shorts from them. But yeah, so that's definitely like if I, you know, if I get some cash because of whatever, you know, selling some new merch items, selling some new models, whatever it is, it might be good to spend that on someone who's willing to do that, to do stream shorts. And I get a ton of emails from people who are like saying that's what they do. I mean, also, I should be doing this for the podcast as well, right? Like, the podcast should have streams. There's plenty of funny little segments in the podcast that could be turned into little short bits. And then the podcast would probably get a lot more viewership because people would discover it through shorts, you know? That'd be good. I should do that. Oh, God. Just do more projects with higher quality and less time. Easy peasy. Right, that's what it feels like, though. It feels like that's what you need to do. But also at the same time, like, I don't want to work like 60 hours a week. I would love to work like 50 hours a week. And so this is the biggest challenge with YouTube. It's like trying to figure out what kind of content you want to make, what kind of frequency you want to upload that content at. And also like what kind of life you want to have outside of YouTube. You need to make all of those things work. And that's no small feat. That's what longevity on YouTube is, by the way. A lot of YouTube channels can be kind of flash in the pan and they can succeed and they can run on the fumes of their success and also their passion for like 1, 2, even 3 years. But I believe there's a certain point at which just a rigorous schedule and a commitment to that schedule and like a certain level of adulting needs to overtake that passion and just kind of carry you the rest of the way. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Thank you, OSW Zenkiki. I really appreciate that. I can't often listen to it at work because I would crack up too loudly in the of the podcast. Yeah. Do you edit all your videos? I edit all my videos. Maybe a couple of months ago, I used to have a person, and they didn't even do this for nearly all of my videos, but I had a person who would like take all my painting footage and it's shot upside down because the camera is upside down. So they'd flip it and then they would center it and then they would cut out all the parts where I'm like going to the palette. So I used to have someone that did that for me, but like they did it like, I don't know, 5 times in my YouTube history's career. And otherwise I do every bit of editing on my channel. Logic Boy, thank you. Yeah, I'm actually really proud of how good of an editor I have become over the years. It's one of the skills that it's not something you think about. Yeah, I'm really happy about how good I've gotten at editing, but also at writing scripts and whatnot. Those are just some things that, you know, you never really think about getting good at. I started YouTube basically as a way to finish my Blood Angel Army commission. That was the whole point of it. And obviously get a little bit better at painting and stuff, but I didn't really think about getting better at all of the other ancillary skills YouTubers need to have. Thank you, Azathoth. Thank you. Yeah, that model, if you guys missed it, that model will be available for free on my website. I messaged Blizzard and they were very cool about giving it away for free. So 100% I'm going to give it away for free. I don't know if I should give you my supported version of the model. I think I did a shit job at supporting it. So I might just give you the unsupported version because I don't want to like imply that like this is a professional job at all, because it fucking isn't. It is not. Yes, those STLs were fucking, they were bad. They were bad, and they led to a very strenuous schedule for that video, which is why I had to take a break from streaming for a bit. A swift minuto, as my friends say. Okay, I've been adding more and more pastel yellow to my let me see if I can show you. Yeah. To my brown black. And we're kind of, we've gotten into a world that's kind of gray, you know? So I didn't want it to be gray necessarily, but it kind of is a warmer gray. And I might try to fix it and make it a little bit darker by like maybe applying a wash or two or something like that. But you know, it is what it is. Waiting for the Miniac Pro Acryl Signature Series. You might be waiting a long time. And to this day, I haven't finished the commission. I'm so glad that I have. I actually have no outstanding commissions. Took me a while, but eventually we got there. All the commissions are done. We replaced the commissions with YouTube sponsorship. Yeah, I had a couple of characters to pick from. And yeah, Zalatath just seemed like the one for me. I have some of this tenebrous brown. I'm just gonna maybe like, this might be a supreme waste of time, but I'm just gonna do some glazing on like the inside of the inside of the leg and the lower parts of the model, just to kind of like darken down some of these parts, just to make the pants appear less like gray and maybe more like charcoal. I don't know. Black is a tough color. I could just bust out an airbrush as well and just like start to like kind of paint in some details. I'm wide open for big new commissions now. I want to say, in the midst of this conversation, anything you put out will be great. Thank you, Hotasmiz. Yeah, I appreciate that. YouTube is such an interesting mixture of volume, but also quality, and trying to strike a balance in between those two, like for the kind of channel you want to make. And it's just one thing I've always really struggled with, trying to really define, you know, a lane and staying in that lane. I don't know if I'll ever really figure it out, but I'm thinking about it nonstop. Like I would fucking love to like have the gaming live stream be like a thing, you know? I love that gaming live stream. It was just so much work. It was so much work, and it was getting stressful, you know. So, but I would love to do all the things all the time. Just doing some recess shading here. Hitting some of these deeper recesses with a nice little thin recess shade. How much of YouTube is fun? I mean, like, there's definitely like a lot of enjoyment from like, I don't know. It's a hard question to answer. It's definitely work, but it's like work that I enjoy. I do enjoy at least a little bit the rat race of YouTube and trying to figure out, it's like a big board game, right? Like you're playing Pandemic. Pandemic has been on my mind lately because I've been trying to fucking beat that game and I'm struggling. But you're trying to figure out, okay, do I go for cures? Do I go for eradication? Do I try to trade knowledge to find a cure? Do I try to build research stations? What roles do I play? You know, YouTube is like that. YouTube is like a big board game. There are so many levers that you can pull on, and you're trying to figure out what the best levers are for you as an individual to pull so that you can be happy and sustain the kind of performance you want to sustain on YouTube while making the kinds of videos that you want to make. And so like, that's the way I see it. I see it as a big board game. And I want to figure out, I want to optimize, I want to min-max that path. But the problem is that the target is constantly moving, you know? Like 2 years ago, shorts, maybe 3 years ago, shorts were not a fucking thing, you know? And now they're a thing. Now an expansion to YouTube got released. And now I have to figure out how to incorporate this expansion to continue with the board game analogy. You know what I mean? It's like a big board game. And that part is enjoyable. I like a bit of the rat race, you know? Hey Scott, did you ever invest in Broken Anvil? And I never did. Oh yeah, I've heard that they've been delivering on their stuff. Garrett, what do you know? Do you know what Kickstarter they were delivering on? Was it the paint? Was it miniatures? Was it the game? Was it Rivenstone? God, I hate shorts. I hate shorts. I hate the idea of shorts. I hate what they represent, but goddamn, I watch them. And goddamn, they get views. I think it was the paint? Okay. I'm really glad that they're delivering. This might be a kind of weird and big question, but do you ever feel imposter syndrome? And if so, does this level of exposure help or hurt with it? No, I don't really feel like an imposter at this point. You know, I have a pretty healthy ego, so I don't really ever feel like I felt like an imposter. I kind of just know who I am, you know? When I was earlier on in my career, I knew I wasn't an amazing painter, but I knew I could get there with concerted effort. And the same was true of YouTube. You know, I knew I wasn't a big YouTuber, but I knew if I tried and put a lot of effort in, then I could get there. So I've never really felt like an imposter, though. You know, that's not necessarily true. I did feel like it, like when I was in, I do feel like it a little bit. I feel like more of a YouTuber miniature painter than like a big, beautiful display painter, like the people I grew up admiring and appreciating. And so there's definitely like an in crowd with that group of people that like I don't sometimes feel like I belong in, because I like am a YouTuber and like I'm maybe like a lower caste of hobbyist. But like even as I say that out loud, I don't believe that necessarily, but like I definitely felt like that before, for sure. I put all my money into Broken Anvil. Why? Hey, something going down? Should I be worried? I like shorts on my phone, but PC makes it, yeah, dude. YouTube shorts are fucking dog shit to watch on a computer. Yeah, Atsu, totally agree. Oh shit, OSW is in Kiki. Was that was the Chinese company, right? Shorts are like TikTok, absolutely. They were a total. Yeah. They were a reaction to TikTok from YouTube. He's so pro. He's got this. Yes, definitely Logic Boy. It's a real thing. Okay, I'm happy enough with like what this this little gray suit is turning out to look like. I think I might move on. I don't like how dark this shadow is. All right, we're gonna move on to the armor now. We're gonna paint the armor initially with Abaddon Black from GW, because they have a very nice satin black. I'm probably gonna need some more black paint than that. Yeah, honestly, Rivenstone did seem like a genuinely fun game, and I hope that they do something with it, because like the people that worked in that game really cared about it, and they put a lot of effort into it, and they made good rules for it and had good ideas. So I hope that game sees the light of day. But even if it does see the light of day, like who knows if it's going to be popular anyways, because war games are very difficult to make, seemingly. Legion of the Paint, welcome. We're glad you're here. Well, I'm glad you're here. There's no one else here. I'm in an office that's dark and I'm alone. I always, you know, it's a thing that YouTubers do to say we a lot. And I don't know why they do it. They might do it to sound more official, or they might do it just to not seem like they're being selfish, you know? I don't want to seem like I'm doing everything to make this happen, but for the most part, I am. I'm alone. I do have some help though. Okay, just to reiterate, this is a new product at Miniac.co right now. It is a cup cozy that fits a 12 fluid ounce soda can, beer can, whatever, cider can, typical 12 fluid ounces. It keeps your can cold for a very, very long time. I recently started to use these things, like, I don't know, like maybe a year ago, and I was shocked at how effective they were at keeping a can of soda, in my case, cold. So these are on the site now. There's 100 of them. I'm not sure if I'm going to rebuy them again. It kind of depends on how popular they are. So yeah, not very many of them. And also new to the web store today are my Wood Elf models in STL format. You can buy them as individuals. You can buy them in combos by buying all 3 at once, and it's discounted. And you can also buy them with their relevant masterclass course. So if you buy a Warrior model, the Warrior, you can also buy the Warrior masterclass course, and it comes at a discount. So those are things that are all on the site today. Check them out. Appreciate you. I guess we're chilling in soda cans now. We are. We're chilling them. Coronary Jump, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Love seeing your Shatterpoint stuff. I got some exciting news for you about Shatterpoint, but I don't want to spoil it though. I'll talk about it later. I have a bad tendency of talking about things before they're real. Any thoughts on the return of P3? I was never a person that used P3 paint a whole lot. So I don't really have any thoughts about them. I know some people really like them, and other people, you know, like me, didn't have much of an opinion. So I don't really know what to think about P3 paints. They did, I think Steamforged has like a podcast, and like one of the topics on the podcast that I saw recently kind of floating around on my Facebook page was, is the miniature painting like paint world oversaturated? And like obviously as the company asking that question, it's totally contrived because they're selling a fucking paint range. And so they're going to say no. But I wanted to comment on that Facebook post and be like, yes, it is. We have too many options. But the thing is I don't know, like that's where innovation comes from. People iterating and making new versions of paint to check out. So I don't think people should stop making paint, but I do think that it's difficult when each paint range that comes out only improves the quality of life by like whatever, 5%. The improvement, woo, crack. The improvement is slow going. We're painting Legion today. We're painting Eden Versio. I don't really know if this is really changing the finish very much of the TT Combat paint that I use, the black paint. I think it seems pretty much the same. Which that's fine. So we'll just kind of clean up some areas that caught some paint, caught some stray bristles. You have the original Star Wars Legions ones. Yeah, the original Song of Ice and Fire miniatures were also very rough compared to the new ones. It's kind of funny, actually, because Song of Ice and Fire put out Stark and Lannisters in a starter set, and then later in life, they re-released those factions with updated models. And I think that Legion just did the exact same thing, right? They have new versions of Stormtroopers and Rebels, and a lot of models you find in The starter set, just kind of revamped. They did, yeah. It's fun. Yeah, Simon did the same thing with Song of Ice and Fire. It's kind of funny. The keys to Pandemic are a diverse team of skills and jumping on the 2/3 level outbreak locations quickly so they don't. Yes, yes. Those are all important things, but I think it takes some game feel to really understand how to win at Pandemic. Because like a lot of advice that was shared was definitely things that we were trying to do. But game's hard. Game is hard, bro. I think it's supposed to be hard, right? It's a co-op game. If co-op games are easy, you just don't play them. Okay, we need some blue. And we need some blue that's kind of a little satin blue action. It's probably a Citadel paint. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. You don't need to go crazy with the blue. It can be like literally any blue color. Thousand Suns blue seems fine. The board game Pandemic, yes. I had some friends over this past weekend to go to the state fair with me and my wife, and we also enjoy board games with these guests, and we busted out Pandemic and tried it both times and lost both times. And I've never beat Pandemic in my life. I probably played it like 5 or 6 times and have never won. Yes, all co-op games are difficult. They should be difficult. If you can cure one disease very quickly, it helps. Sure, sure. Hotaz Miz, you absolutely can recommend Bushido. I've tried it out. I did a demo of it at Adepticon one year. Logic Boy, I haven't tried out X-Wing, but I would really like to. I think I would really enjoy it. Or like Gaslands, like you mentioned, like a vehicle style game. I haven't really tried those out, but I would like to. I went to Sprues. Oh, what was it before Legion of Paint? Was it just like dudes in bags? Try to memorize the cards? Interesting. I'm still surprised every time I break out the Stardew Valley board game. It's so hard. Is that another co-op one, Atsu? Yeah, Fido. That is important to mention. And it's supposed to be a cooperative experience, but really one person can kind of carry it if they're a little overbearing. Yeah, Marvel United is a Pandemic reskin, but I wrote this down in my review of it. I played it for that game, or that video where I was reviewing board game miniatures. And it's unique enough to be worthwhile to purchase. IMO. But it is very similar. There's like a Dune version of Pandemic with like with the actual like Pandemic branding and stuff. Oh yeah, there's a Wrath of the Lich King one too. Holy shit, I forgot about that. White paint out there? It must be. White paint is kind of always out. I don't see it. Oh no, I do see it. Okay, there it is. This blue color, this turquoise, is not bright enough to get a highlight as fast as I want. I find that happens when trying to teach people a new game. Yeah, yeah. There's a Roman Legions one. Nice. Yeah, I think each one kind of has like a little bit of an interesting flair to it. Like I read the box for the Dune one, and it like has like some kind of thing you're trying to do, but yeah, the core gameplay loop stays the same. All right, this stream's gonna be done in 20 minutes. We're gonna be done early, because I'm going to the state fair with my wife because she loves the state fair, and I love her. All right. Yeah, the legacy. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but do you think that was Pandemic Legacy one of the first like campaign board game things? Am I crazy? Didn't they popularize like campaign board games? I could totally be wrong about that. What is the top fried junk at the state fair? Ooh, I don't know. There's a deep fried ranch dressing. That one is pretty heinous. But a lot of people are interested in trying it out. But it's whew, I don't know. I don't know if I could swing that. Okay, Risk Legacy was the first. Okay, thank you. I thought it was I thought it was a game that used the term legacy. How often do I do these streams? Legion of Pain. We do it about once a week. Once a week. On this day. Also, I don't want to mislead you at all. I don't paint Legion models very often. This is actually the first time I've ever painted a Legion model in my life. Barring when I painted the face before the stream. Yeah, we do it on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. CST to about 4 p.m. CST normally. That's disgusting. Where? Minnesota State Fair, baby! Yeah, there's a ton of campaign board games now. I experienced a deep fried hamburger roll at our local fair. On the pot all night. How does one deep fry a liquid? Yeah, you just you freeze the ranch, then batter it and deep fry it. It's heinous. I'm not sure it's good. But it's a state fair. It doesn't need to be good. All right, we need to mix up some more of this paint. So it's a ranch mott stick. Yeah, kinda, yeah. Get me 20. So it's like fried batter with ranch inside. Yes, 100%. I have a vampire campaign of a RPG style game known as Hexplorelt. I don't want to play eventually. That sounds awesome. Do I keep in contact with Roman Lapat? Not a ton. But I mean, I know that if he ever needs me or if I ever need him, like, he's more than welcome to reach out. And I think he feels the same way, but I could be wrong. But no, we're not actively chatting. But that was like a really positive experience. This chest is definitely going to be a little bit more challenging to paint. Big old flat thing. Big old flat kind of shiny thing. You can't sit and eat a whole plate of deep fried Oreos? Well, fucking up your game, Atsu. Get good, brother. All right, I think we just need a little bit more white in this exact mix. And then we'll start to get some interesting highlight colors. But because we're painting black, we need to be very sparing. We don't want our highlights to get very big. I need to say small. Onion rings are flawed in their design. Atsu, a Chad, blooming onion enjoyer. I've only had one deep fried Oreo and I wanted to throw up after 2 bites. What? Oh no. I love slutty snack food, you know? I love just like, I don't want no fucking salted almonds or chocolate covered nuts or raisins. Fucking take that shit away from me. I want mega stuffed Oreos, okay? I want Snickers that are 3 layers high, you know? Like, I want, just give me the dirtiest stuff, you know? Although, I'm not gonna eat a whole plate of deep fried Oreos, but the blue onion is goated. I have 3 to 4 campaign board games I'll have to finish. I'll have to live to 125 to finish. I feel you. I feel you. I got a bunch too. Got a bunch as well. And I'm not sure I'm not sure when it's going to happen. All right, just trying to emulate black leather here. Trying to add some nice cold highlights to these black leather boots and also the rest of the leather. We'll probably do one more highlight and we'll go super bright. Maybe not super bright, but like relatively speaking, pretty damn bright. Oops. Is Scott an eat cool-up out of the container kind of guy? I don't know about that. I mean, I drink milk out of the container. Is that the same kind of guy as the eat cool-up out of the container kind of guy? You know, if we had a cool-up in the house, I could definitely see myself like eating out of it. I'm filthy, man. Mega stuff is too much stuff. OG Oreos are the best. Okay, I agree. Mega stuff is too much, but I can definitely handle double stuff. The regulars is too thin. It's too much cookie. The cookie is not good. Okay, an Oreo's cookie is not like why you're eating the goddamn Oreo. You're eating the Oreo for the stuff. Okay. I don't care if anyone disagrees with me. I'm right. Yes, Flapjack Nickelsack. You correct. You are part of the right group. Oh my god. You and all the people that like to paint the eyes in their miniatures. You are winning. My wife got the Oreo Thins. Oh no, dude. Oreo Thins? What is this heresy? I'm very disappointed. Skin filtration ruined the original Oreo. Shrink filtration. Okay, yeah, shrink filtration. My bad. It's one of my kids' 16th birthdays today. Nice. And she requested brisket, mac and cheese, deluxe milkshakes. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, that sounds like fair food. I mean, that sounds really good, though. Miniatures have eyes? Wait up. Hold up. What is shrink filtration? That is, I believe, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just the idea of like reducing the amount of chips in the chip bag, you know, and like saving money that way. So it's like you don't reduce the cost of the Dorito bag, but you're putting less Doritos in. And so presumably they're doing a similar thing for Oreos, where like maybe they Put less Oreos in, put less stuffing in, like whatever it may be. I love that you're reading all of these wrong. Yeah, I know. Skin filtration. Okay, yeah. A bit different. Scott and his hard cookie hate will not be tolerated. Dude, your love of hard cookies will not be tolerated. I'm the fucking boss here, okay? Okay? Latino hot, I can get rid of you like that, okay? No more fucking good fucking hard cookie propaganda in here, okay? None of that. I will not have it. Did you guys I don't know if you guys are subscribed to both Jay and Uncle Adam, but did you see like their 2 Kill Team videos they released most recently about the game? In my subscription feed, they came out at the same time pretty much. And like it was so funny to see just both of their opinions. You know, like one person loved the new version and one person hated it, and it was just funny to see like the thumbnails right next to each other. Kill Team, I hate it. Kill Team, I'm excited. It was funny. Watched both of those videos. Nice. What do you think? Are you excited for Kill Team, Jim Crimmins, or not so much? Azathoth, what are you thinking about Kill Team, brother? You're a Kill Team enjoyer. Are they doing it with the new version, or are they not doing it? Yeah. Uncle A has been grumpy about Kill Team for a while. I'm actually very excited about the solo option. Yeah, that's really interesting, actually. Shitting on a product you haven't played yet is peak internet. I mean, let's be honest. The feel of Kill Team probably isn't changing a whole lot, right? Like the actual premier way to play a game. You can have commentary on like rules and mechanics and stuff. You don't need to play the game to have thoughts about it. But yeah, I think to have more of a complete review, you should actually play the game. Like if I made a video on AOS 4.0, you know, and I didn't play it, that'd be sad. Seems like an iteration on 2.0. Seems more like an iteration on 2.0 than a rehaul. It seems like a refinement to a game I already enjoy, so I'm optimistic. I will know more after I play it at Nova. Okay, gotcha. I get Adam. All he wants is the unlimited list building, and Kill Team is not that. Right, because Kill Team intentionally limits you to only a few specialists and grunt people. Which honestly, that makes list building in skirmish games so much easier, honestly. Considering Jay likes Kill Team and 40K, it's expected that he's excited versus Uncle Adam, who hates GW as a whole. Still liked both vids and creators. For sure, yeah. Uncle Adam doesn't hate the feel or mechanics, though. He's just upset about the list building. Yeah, that's not good. If that's what Uncle Adam is doing, you know, I would hope that he would... I mean, just like get someone to write you a list, you know? Or write a list and then never change it. As long as it's still legal, I suppose. Games are different. When you can see rules ahead of time, it's very reasonable to start judging a game by the rules that they have released to the public. Yeah, there are definitely things that are emergent in a game's rule set. But yeah, you can draw some conclusions. HUD, you wouldn't, man. All you gotta do is keep playing Munda. I feel like both had missed on a couple of pieces of info that were discussed in the stream, but I'd definitely be more interested in opinions when more deets are out. Right, yeah. I think Azathoth is definitely nailing it right now. I think it's great when you can just go and buy one box and then you can play with that team, with the one box you bought. Like, that's super nice. Like, that is, I think, the heart and soul of a skirmish game. It should not cost you hundreds of dollars to acquire said kill team. Because then what's the point? You know, the whole point of a kill team or of a skirmish game is that they're supposed to be cheaper to get into. $2.59. Okay, wife, don't watch the stream right now. I'm gonna see if I can just pop in a quick, bright, cool highlight on the rest of this stuff. Just really tiny, you know, little specular highlights, nothing crazy. I didn't paint her back. Shit. Just claim it's an Instagram model and you have to paint the back. Okay. This is going to take me a little bit too long. And so I think we're going to call it for now. Because again, I want to be able to end early so I can go to the state fair with the wifey. It only happens once a year. And I could really sink some hours into painting black armor. Like, it's such a labor intensive thing, but it's also very enjoyable, I find. But I could just sit here and fucking do this forever. Ooh, yeah, crispy. All right, she's looking okay. She's looking okay. All right. Uncle Adam always seems like curmudgeon of past Chuds while not being as toxic as those Chuds of Warhammer past. Sure, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a selling point of the game, Atsu. Reiner, raiding with the party. What up, Reiner? How you doing? Thank you very much. Also, Nocturnal with the Prime sub. Thank you, Nocturnal. Appreciate it. To make my guys look sweet and not like the box I just bought, LMAO. What are you saying? What are you saying? Did I miss something here? I must have missed something. I like his videos, but it feels like he's always upset with something. Gotcha, yeah. My favorite skirmish games don't come with any minis, but ask you to provide your own. Right, of course. Gotta love the model agnostic ones. You wish the Kill Team Compendium was still a thing? Hey, Reiner. Fingers crossed they'll give us new rules for the factions without bespoke teams. Yeah, that'd be nice. But not necessary, you know? It would definitely impact the balance of the game, you know? They don't need to include everything. Maybe just include things that are designed for the game, you know? I have been streaming in the Outlaws category this whole time. I did that intentionally. Okay. That's going to be it for this stream, guys. We painted a bit of Eden Versio, her undersuit, her onesie, and her black armor. We'll probably finish her up on the next stream here. I'll Otherwise, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for giving your opinion on the stream and the frequency of the stream and YouTube. I love to workshop this stuff. It's very enjoyable for me to talk about it and to think about it, honestly. If you guys didn't hear, I'm selling a new thing on my web store. This nice little can cozy. It says Miniac. It says Paint More Minis on it. You can find it at miniac.co. You can fit a 12-ounce fluid can in here, and it keeps it cold for a very long time, a shockingly long time, actually, if you've never used these before. And also my wood elves from my Kickstarter campaign are also available on the website as STLs. You can buy them in combos together as 3. You can also buy them with their related masterclass course. So you can buy the Witches STL with the Witches masterclass course and get yourself a little bit of a discount. So that is all available on miniac.co right now. $70 US to deliver to Brazil. Yeah, it's rough sometimes. Need to get better shipping options for people who live not in the United States. Thank you. I will enjoy the fair. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I won't see you next week. I'll be in Greece next Tuesday, but I'll come back after that and be here for the, I think, foreseeable future. But yeah, guys, catch you later. Have a wonderful Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Have a wonderful next 14 days. Oh, I need to stop the stream. Bye.